A very good morning dear students. In this video I am going to explain about the second important compound of nitrogen, which is known as ammonia. So this is the formula of ammonia. Ammonia contains one nitrogen and three hydrogens. The major element in this is nitrogen, so we can say it is a compound of nitrogen, and we want to see about the preparation properties and uses of ammonia. Okay, first we will see the first preparation, which is known as laboratory method. In the laboratory method, whenever small amounts of ammonia can be prepared by using ammonium salts. Okay, by using ammonium salts we can prepare small amounts of ammonia when it decomposes with caustic soda or lime. Okay, whenever it is treated with caustic soda or lime, that ammonium salts can lead to give small amounts of ammonia. I'll write the reactions here. Whenever ammonium chloride NH4Cl reacts with CaOH taken twice, that is nothing but lime. To balance the reaction, take here 2 moles of ammonium chloride. Okay, so here 2 chlorides are present. When it reacts with 1 calcium, eliminates a CaCl2. Now what is left over? Hydrogens and oxygens and ammonium ion. So this ammonium should be converted into ammonia. 2 moles of NH3 is obtained. Okay, now from here 2 hydrogens are left. Such 2 hydrogens and here 2 hydrogens. 4 hydrogens combines with 2 oxygens can eliminate as 2H2O. So this is the first reaction under laboratory method. Under laboratory method, whenever ammonium chloride reacts with the lime, it can give calcium chloride, water and ammonia. Okay, and even ammonium sulfates, that is NH4 taken twice SO4. Ammonium sulfate reacts with caustic soda. Okay, NaOH. When it reacts with caustic soda, what happens? Here 2 ammonium ions are there, right? They can be converted into ammonia with the formula NH3. 2 hydrogens are there. Okay, such 2 hydrogens. First of all, sulfate ion reacts with 2 sodiums, eliminates as Na2SO4. Na2SO4. Now here 2 hydrogens, here 2 hydrogens. Totally 4 hydrogens and 2 oxygens are there. They together eliminates as 2H2O. Okay, this is known as preparation of ammonia in laboratory method. In laboratory method, small amounts of ammonia can be prepared by treating ammonium salts with caustic soda or lime water. Okay, this is the first method of preparation of ammonia in small amounts. Next, another method is manufacture of ammonia. So if you want to prepare bulk amount of ammonia, okay, or large amounts of ammonia, so that can be prepared by using Haber's process. So large amounts of ammonia can be prepared by Haber's process. So when nitrogen reacts with hydrogen, it can be converted into NH3. When nitrogen reacts with hydrogen, it can be converted into ammonia. So molecular nitrogen, when reacts with hydrogen in presence of a catalyst, that is iron, by using a promoter molybdenum at 700 kelvins temperature and 200 atmospheric pressure, it can be converted into 2NH3, and it is one of the exothermic reaction because it releasing some amount of heat energy. So whatever the reaction which releases heat energy, that is known as exothermic reaction. Now even this is one of the exothermic reaction. So this is about the manufacture of ammonia. So bulk amount, large amounts of ammonia can be prepared by using this Haber's process. Whenever nitrogen reacts with hydrogen, it can be converted into ammonia, and it is said to be one of the exothermic reaction because it releases some amount of heat energy. Okay, 46.6 kilojoules per mole amount of energy can be released, and the total process now we'll see how it will take place in industries. Here you can see whenever hydrogen molecular, so this is the flow chart of preparation of ammonia. So preparation or manufacture of ammonia is very important for 3 marks. Compulsory question which is for 3 marks from the chapter P block elements. Okay, so it can be asked for 3 marks. See, in the flow chart, this is the flow chart which we can follow to manufacture ammonia in the laboratory in bulk amounts. See, there are 2 pipes, 2 inlets are given here. Okay, so in one inlet we are passing hydrogen gas. In another inlet we are passing nitrogen gas. So these 2 gases should be compressed to 20 megapascal or 200 atmospheric pressure. So whenever pressure decreases, the reactivity between the elements gets increased. decreases. So it must be compressed to 20 megapascal or 200 megapascals. Okay, so then from this compressor, again the compressed gas is passed through the another chamber containing catalyst. Okay, the compressed gas is now passing to the another chamber which is containing catalyst. Understand? The catalyst used for this reaction is iron oxide, okay, or Al2O3 and K2O mixture. So this was used in earlier days, but now we are using iron oxide as a catalyst. So at this catalyst chamber, the temperature is maintained to be 700 kelvins. Optimum temperature is maintaining, because at low temperatures the reaction will not take place so easily, so that we are maintaining here optimum temperature. So in this catalyst, in the presence of catalyst, these two compressed gases are undergoing a reaction. N2 plus H2 undergo reaction can give NH3. Now this NH3, which is in the liquid form, is collected in a beaker or a conical flask, or by using a vessel we can collect this liquid form of ammonia gas. Whatever the gases, nitrogen and hydrogen, which cannot be converted into ammonia, again they will be taken into the another chamber, that is pump. Okay, from this pump again it is passed to the catalyst chamber. There again they will made to react with each other, converts into NH3. If this will take place like this, there is no small amount of reactant can be wasted. So we will expect 100% product from this Haber's process. That means bulk amounts of ammonia can be prepared by using Haber's process. You need not to explain about the flow chart. You have to draw this flow chart and you have to write only 3 important points related to this. That first you want to write the equation, and then it is exothermic because it releasing some amount of energy. Due to releasing energy, the volume gets decreases, and it follows Le-Chatelier principle. According to Le-Chatelier, about Le-Chatelier principle we have studied in first year. Okay, according to Le-Chatelier principle, we want to maintain low temperature and high pressure, but at low temperature the reaction cannot take place so easily, so that we want to maintain optimum temperature of 700 kelvins and pressure of 200 atmospheric pressure. Okay, and catalyst also we want to use. The catalyst what we are using is nothing but iron oxide, and molybdenum, KO2 or Al2O3 can be used as promoters. Here you may get a doubt, what is promoter? Okay, promoter is nothing but a substance which can increases the activity of catalyst. Okay, promoter is a substance which can increases the activity of catalyst. So promoters, whenever you use a promoter, automatically the activity of catalyst. So these are the 3 important points what you want to write after this flow chart. So if they have asked this manufacturing of ammonia, that is a Haber's process, for 3 marks, first you draw this flow chart and write the equation and mention these 3 important points, that is NF. Okay, that is preparation of ammonia by using nitrogen and hydrogen gases. Now we will see about the physical properties of ammonia gas. Okay, it is a colorless gas with pungent smell. Okay, this is very important. It is a colorless gas with pungent smell and very lighter than the air. Okay, if you compare with the air, this is very much lighter than the air and basic in nature. Why it is basic in nature? Because of containing lone pair of electrons and nitrogen, it is ready to donate electrons, so we can say it is basic in nature. Due to containing basic nature, it can easily turn red litmus paper into blue litmus paper, and it is easily liquefied under pressure. If you use high pressure, okay, automatically it can be liquefied, and it is having a boiling point of 239.7 kelvins and a freezing point of 198.4 kelvins. Okay, so that is about the properties of this ammonia. Now we will see the chemical properties. As I already told you that these are containing, that is ammonia is containing basic nature. So that basic nature is due to the presence of lone pair of electrons on nitrogen. Okay, so this lone pair of electrons and nitrogen are freely available and easily accept a proton. Proton is lack of electron. It can be attracted towards the lone pair of electrons or the place where the electron density is more. Okay, whenever it is attracted towards the lone pair of electron, then positive charge is implied on the nitrogen. Why? Because it is losing electrons, so that it will be getting a positive charge converted into ammonium ion. This reaction indicates that the basic nature of ammonia. Okay, that is first chemical property. Next one, even it is involved in the complex formation. What is meant by complex? It is a big molecule. The property to form a big molecule is known as complex formation. Even it is ready to react with the different types of metals can make a complex. See, metal here is copper. When copper reacts with ammonia, 4 ammonias, it can be converted into tetraammonium copper complex with a positive charge on the complex. Okay, when it reacts with silver, it converts into diamino silver complex. Okay, when it reacts with 2 ammonia, it can form this type of complex with silver. When it reacts with 4 ammonia, it can form this kind of complex with copper. And ammonium hydroxide can also, this is a compound of ammonia. Ammonium hydroxide can also react with copper sulfate. When it reacts with copper sulfate, it can give a deep blue color complex. Okay, copper with 4 ammonias and sulfate, and remaining hydrogens and oxygen together eliminates as H2O. A deep blue color copper complex can be obtained when copper sulfate react with ammonium hydroxide. And next one, ammonia can also undergo oxidation. When it undergo oxidation at 1100 Kelvin's temperature in presence of platinum as a catalyst, it can give nitric oxide. 4 nitrogens reacts with 4 oxygens converts into 4NO. Okay, and remaining oxygens and nitrogen liberated as H2O molecule. Okay, this is very important reaction, chemical property of ammonia. When ammonia undergo oxidation at a very high temperature in presence of platinum as a catalyst, it can give nitric oxide. Ammonia when react with excess amounts of chlorine. Okay, 3 2s are 6 chlorines are there. In that 3 chlorines reacts with nitrogen, converts into nitrogen trichloride. Still 3 more chlorine atoms are there, right? Those 3 react with hydrogens, eliminates as 3HCl. Like that, if excess amounts of ammonia reacts with chlorine, okay, if excess amounts of ammonia reacts with chlorine, it can be converted into ammonium chloride. Okay, it can be converted into ammonium chloride and releases nitrogen gas. So these two are also very important reaction. They will ask these reactions for 1 mark to complete the reaction. When minimum or limited amount of ammonia reacts with excess amount of chlorine, it can give nitrogen trichloride. When excess amounts of ammonia reacts with limited amount of chlorine, it can give ammonium chloride. In the same way, when ammonia which is in liquid state reacts with iodine, it can give nitrogen triiodide ammoniate. Nitrogen triiodide ammoniate is formed as the final product. When sodium metal reacts with ammonia at 573 Kelvin's temperature, it converts into sodamide. What is the formula of sodamide? NaNH2. Okay, NaNH2. So take your 2 moles of ammonia and 2 moles of sodium. When 2 moles of ammonia reacts with 2 moles of sodium, it converts into sodamide. Next, reaction with Nessler's reagent. So Nessler's reagent is nothing but K2HgI4. Even ammonia in basic solution can also react with Nessler's reagent, can give a brown color complex. This we have seen while doing practicals in the laboratory. So one of the tests for confirmatory test for ammonium ion. Okay, how that brown color precipitate is obtained is due to the formation of this type of complex. Okay, when Nessler's reagent react with ammonia present in basic solution. Okay, here we will get a brown color complex, that is due to the presence of NH2 HgOHgI. Whatever the potassiums are there, they react with iodine, eliminates as Ki, potassium iodide. Okay, that is about the reaction with Nessler's reagent. Next one, ammonia when react with carbon dioxide, it can give a coordination compound. Okay, at 553 Kelvins to 473 Kelvins and 220 atmospheric pressure. Again on heating, it can be converted into urea. On heating, what happens? One of the oxygen reacts with 2 hydrogens, eliminates as H2O. Now converts into NH2CO, NH2, which is nothing but urea. So that is about the reaction with carbon dioxide. And last chemical property is that even ammonium hydroxide can react with chlorides of metals. Okay, can be converted into hydroxides of such metals. FeCl3 can be converted into ferric hydroxide. That means your 3 chloride atoms are replaced by 3 hydroxides, converts into Fe. OH take care thrice, and 3 chlorines reacts with ammonia, converts into ammonium chloride. In the same way, when 3 chlorines of aluminum trichloride replaces with hydroxide ions, we will get aluminum trihydroxide. Okay, these are the chemical properties of ammonia, which is one of the compound of nitrogen. Now we'll see the structure of ammonia. So the central atom in ammonia is nitrogen, and it is surrounded by 3 hydrogen atoms. Okay, the bond angle between the two atoms is 107 degrees, and the lone pair of electrons present on the nitrogen, which is freely available. Due to containing lone pair of electrons on nitrogen, it is acting as a base, and it contains the structure that is trigonal bipyramidal. Okay, it is containing the structure trigonal bipyramidal. So this is about the ammonia. Among all the points whatever I have explained in the video, the preparation of ammonia is very much, that is manufacturing of ammonia by Haber's process is very much important for 3 months.